Welcome back to Newsmakers. I'm Jess Todtfeld, your host. With me, our next guest is B.J. Rosenfeld, who is author of The Chameleon in the Closet. A conservative Jewish mother reaches out to her Orthodox sons. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
So, interesting book from the perspective of not only being a Jewish mother, but a mother in general, because there are plenty of universal lessons that you have in the book. Tell us first the backstory for people who haven't read the book yet. What's the backstory? What is it about?
I raised my children in our conservative Jewish home. Conservative
Yes.
Judaism basically is, some people may disagree with me, but it's middle of the road. The Reform Jews are the more liberal, the Orthodox are the more religiously observant, and we are in the middle.
I see.
So my son started to become far more religiously observant. I had never met anyone who was Orthodox until he started to become an Orthodox man. And I was scared. I didn't know what to do.
Was he living in the home at the time? Had he moved on and living somewhere else?
He was a college student. He was at
college
Princeton, yes.
Yes. Okay, so you want to be a nice mother, you want to be supportive. It was odd to you because it was different. You didn't know how you should act. What happened?
He came home, finally,
Yes.
and started telling me my house wasn't kosher enough.
Right.
Here, I had raised him in the best way I possibly
It
could.
sounds like you're not good enough in some way.
Absolutely. That was the message I was getting.
Right, right. So what did you do? Did you just say, not in my house, so we're going to eat pizza with cheese coming off? I don't know.
Pizza with cheese is
with
okay.
I should say with the pepperoni and the cheese.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
trying to get it all.
yeah. Yes,
Right,
you've
okay.
got it.
So what did you do? What did you do?
What I did was initially I started arguing with him. I was insulted. How could
Right.
he do this to me? I raised him. I tried to be a good mother. I did the best I possibly could. And suddenly he is telling me that I'm not doing things the right way. And then it dawned on me.
Yeah.
The more I argued, the more distant he was becoming.
Yeah.
And I was afraid of losing connection with him. And I need to tell you that nothing can make me stop loving either of my sons.
Yes.
Reach out and touch someone doesn't only have to do with greeting cards.
Yeah.
It has to do with staying connected with your children. They are your family.
Right. So how did you make that connection? So he's going in one direction. You wanted to be connected. You love your children. What did you do?
I started becoming more flexible. I started becoming more adaptable.
Yes.
I started respecting him as an individual who had a right to my respect.
Right.
When children are young, we try and teach them by example.
Right.
And as my son was becoming an adult, I needed again to teach him by example.
Right.
How could I expect him to respect me and the way I was doing things when I was not respecting him
Right.
at all?
And respect, a big theme that you have in the book, and
Yes.
really being able to have everybody see some of the point of view of the other person. Now you entitled the book, or the main title here, The Chameleon in the Closet. What is the chameleon in the closet?
Well, there are two closets in my bedroom.
Yes?
One of them is my kosher closet. It has nothing to do with food.
Not food.
Not food,
Right.
not food. It's for the clothes that I wear when I'm with my religiously observant sons.
Yes.
The other closet is my everyday clothes. My shorts, my sleeveless shirts. My kosher closet has my hats,
Right.
my tights.
So so this brings up this issue. You wanted to be supportive of your children.
Yes.
You wanted to be connected to them. You said, okay, I will be flexible. I will learn and see what you're all about and what it is that you're learning. Is that you sticking to who you are? Where does that fall?
We raise our children with specific values. And as they get older, the values still should ring true.
Yeah.
So as a person, I still love my children.
Right.
I taught them certain ways of doing things, and what they were doing was doing it even better than I had taught them. So I'm still the same person. However, thanks to both of them, I am learning to be a better person from my perspective. Others may disagree and say, oh, your way, my way, or the highway. That's not who I am.
Right. So one of the other lessons that I'm hearing that came out and is now coming out in the book is the idea of being flexible, of meeting somebody instead of just being completely rigid and not seeing their point of view, but really trying out something new to see what happens. And I guess you could have tried it out and said, this is completely not for me, but you were able to find a middle ground, and the book explores that. How did your son and sons feel about you writing this book?
My older son did not want me to write the book.
Why?
He's a very private person.
He's private.
He's private. He said it's his story, not mine.
Right.
And yet, all of the changes that I make in my life on a daily basis are my story.
Yeah.
And it affects my entire family. Every choice that he makes is reflected in me as a mother.
Right. And while there are a lot of themes that mothers are connecting with this book, for Jewish mothers who may have found themselves in similar situations, what do you think the big takeaway, or why they should really read this book?
Jewish mothers, mothers all over, need to learn, need to remember. First of all, any mother or anyone who has had a mother can relate to my story.
That would pretty much cover everybody, right?
Not everyone would agree with the way I did things, but at least they can read my story and I hope learn from my experience that your children are the most important thing in your lives. And if you want to keep them connected to you, you have to teach them how to do that.
Right. And through example, and wonderfully done. I definitely think people who are out there who want to forge that big connection with their children and have heard any pieces of what you said should go out and check out the book. B.J. Rosenfeld, author of The Chameleon in the Closet, a conservative Jewish mother reaches out to her Orthodox sons. Definitely check out the book. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.